Hello, welcome to Family Showdown Live. Top 10. Today we're talking about old stuff.
Old stuff?
Yes.
You talk, I gotta move the mic.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
It's in frame.
It is in frame. Such amateurs.
I
My
know.
goodness. Yes, so we're going to talk about ancient games, medieval games, prehistoric games.
Still in frame.
And all that.
I can't win.
It's almost. Yes, there you go. Just barely out of frame. Well played, sir.
Oh, that's your drink.
This is my drink, yes. I have it on an approved coaster, and it is a closed container because, yes, we're on the new table.
Alright, we're back.
Yes.
What'd you say? Did you get...
We talked about old stuff.
So this is a repeat of a list from last year. I think we
Was
did
it last year? I thought it was 2 years ago.
I mean, 2 years ago. My bad. 2 years ago from August. 2 years ago.
Okay.
So we did this list.
Okay.
And what I found interesting... Now that I put our list of what we had from last time, and we've probably tripled our collection of these types of games in the last 2 years.
But oddly enough, I feel, well, maybe it's just from the last year because we talk about a lot of these games pretty frequently. I feel like some of these I've seen on lists quite a bit because they're some of my favorites.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about how we made our list in a second, but one thing we were commenting right before we went on air was that we have like 25 like amazing games that fit in this category.
Yeah.
So I made my list and I got through like the first 4 or 5 and I'm like, I struggled to get the next 5 for like ever because I was like, oh, I want that game on the list. Oh, I want I can't believe I have to cut this game off the list. So this is going to be a good list, I think.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. It's a good list, and at the same time, I feel like my honorable mentions, if we played them again, I could probably put them in the lower part of my top 10.
Right.
Like, this is one of those where I feel like we need to spend a little bit of time on the honorable mentions, too, because there's a lot of really good games that fit in this category. If you like this theme, it's got so many good games. Yeah. And these are just the games that we know that we have and we've played. I mean, I know there's quite a few out there that we haven't played.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that if we would, like you said, if we would play, the list would change. Like, I think a lot of the games that dropped our list from last time just haven't been played.
Yeah, that is some of them too. It's true. Oh goodness. So I guess we should start.
Yes.
Without further.
So yes, we do have a new setup. If you watched the last video, we have the new table. You got this. This for now is the tentative setup for our shows,
yeah,
but we're not sure. We're still trying to figure it out.
We're still playing. You'll have some variety, and I keep messing with things.
The game table takes up a good chunk of the room, so we're limited in options. That's why the background is different. We can't go straight at our
board game wall
of board games. We kind of have the corner and then my den. I just noticed the man cave and all that stuff's on there now. So that's my office / den / hiding place. So there you go. Yep. So let's get on with the list. So if you read the notes to the video, you know, like last time, we're including mythology.
Yeah.
So it's kind of set in medieval and earlier times, but it's not necessarily historically accurate.
Yes, yeah. It just takes place in
you've got myths, you got folklore, you got legends and things like that that revolve around that
over
time period.
Legend and things like that and mythology and all of this, they kind of all blend together because for some people way back in the day, mythology was a way of life. So
Right. What's myth?
Where do we draw the line, right?
Yeah, they wouldn't have called it myth back then, right?
Not necessarily, yeah, exactly. So it's kind of fun to look at this because you're right, we can add that edge of myths, almost fantasy to it, but because that's all taking place back then, so leaves it open for a few more games too, of course, which almost wish we could narrow it down. Next time we're only going to do ancient games. And then we're going to do medieval games. I think we're going to break it apart 2 years from now.
I don't know if I have 10 ancient games.
But 2 years from now...
That's true. That's true. Very true.
10 years from now, we definitely will. 2 years from now, I think we will too.
All right.
That's just my
So let's
call.
Get with it. And we'll start with my number 10. I assume you got your stuff in here at some point.
You better hope so. Otherwise, you guys are going
All
to
right,
find
my
out about
number
a whole
10
list.
is The Castles of Burgundy.
Best game cover.
And
ever.
I went the extra mile, and I noted the time period of all my games.
What a nerd!
So this is probably the most recent chronological game on my list, I think.
Did you put your list in chronological order?
No, I did not.
That would have been cool.
So this is the what they call, I guess, the high medieval period.
Okay.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like right about to transition into the Renaissance, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So Castles of Burgundy, it is a Feld game. It is point salady. It's a game where you're rolling dice. You take those dice to draft tiles. You take those tiles and you kind of put them in a queue, and then from the queue you move them onto your board, and you're basically trying to maximize the benefits you get from putting those tiles on your board. So you have different types of tiles. You have animals that you get points from. You have buildings that give you special powers, and mines that give you money, etc., etc. But what I like about it is it takes dice, and then you use those dice to draft tiles, which is really cool.
Yep. And raising chickens. All about the raising chickens. So, good stuff.
So yeah, Castle of Burgundy, that was our introduction to the Feld world, and we have how many Feld games now?
12, 13, 15?
1, 2, 3, 4,
He's
5,
actually going to count them.
6,
Remember, there's
7,
some up there
8, 9,
too.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 Feld games now.
Whoa! Okay, we obviously haven't counted them in a while.
So,
I'm a bit behind.
So yeah, we love Feld, and I'm sure there's going to be more. Because that's one of his, he likes...
That's one of his shticks.
He likes the older days.
Yes.
He likes the
The
olden
days
times.
of yore.
The olden times.
The days of yore.
So yeah, there it is. My number 10, The Castles of Burgundy. Probably the game you want to, if you're going to try out a Feld game, that's the one you want to try.
Yeah, that's a good first Feld game if you want to break into that for sure.
All right. What is your number 10?
My number 10, I went with one of our other favorite designers. And this one is A Feast for Odin. Because the Norse are cool too. What?
Yeah.
Was this too late?
No, Feast for Odin's totally valid.
Okay, I was going to say, did I miss something here?
No.
There's this crickets in here. What's up? Okay, so Feast for Odin.
I just didn't realize you liked the game enough to make it. That's what's just funny. It's an amazing game, but I know this list is going to be so solid.
Oh
I'm
my
kind of
gosh.
surprised it's on your list.
Oh, no, I really enjoy this, and yeah, again, probably you're like, why? Because it's got 10 billion pieces, and I'm only exaggerating by, like, give or take a billion, because how many different pieces are there in that? Like 80-something? Legitimately. All the different choices that you can make in that game. It's just...
It's only like 60 worker placement spots.
60. It's not prone to AP or anything like that, right? So, but the fun part is, it doesn't seem to be too bad for that, because even if, like, you get AP'd out on your turn, everyone else is doing the same thing, because you're going, I have so many choices. What should I do? If he picks this one and blocks this, I can go there. And I mean, it's, you spend the whole time, I don't even notice if anybody's APing, because I'm just mapping out backup plans to backup plans and stuff. Because there's so many cool things you can do with that game, and I love it.
But even though it has tons of spots, it has sections, right?
Yes.
So if you
does do sections.
if you want to go do this thing, you go to this section of the worker placement, and then you have choices within that section what to do, and depending on how many meeples or Vikings or whatever people you put on the spot,
or whatever,
they become
Vikings.
They become more power. The action becomes more powerful, but obviously you're giving up some of your actions to put more to that one spot.
And one thing I like about that game too is really there's nothing but good choices. That's something I like. The only time it gets tough is if you're picking something that doesn't fit well on your map, because you're kind of doing a Tetris thing with your maps. The choices in the worker placement part are magnificent, but sometimes I for some reason lack the ability of filling in multiple maps. Everyone else is like, yeah, I've got 3 maps done, and I'm like, I'm lucky to get the first one completed every time, and I have these amazing plans, and I max out. I don't know what I'm doing, but anyway, it doesn't faze me. I still enjoy the game a lot. Don't let that size scare you off too much, but I would not use that as an intro game to his type of games. I think that's like his,
no.
This is like his
it's probably
tier 3
one of
kind
his heaviest games.
Yeah, it's one of his heavy ones. But if you really enjoy Rosenberg's stuff, you should eventually get to this one. It's a good one.
All right, good one. Good one. Just surprised it was on your list. I think your list is going to surprise me throughout. All right, my number 9. What is my number 9? My number 9 is... It's not that.
Somebody didn't update his picture.
What just happened?
I don't know. Well, you better talk about it. You better put the name or something.
Un momento, por favor.
Oh my gosh! Now we gotta wait on tech support.
What happened with that? You've been messing with my stuff.
I don't touch your stuff. I love how you accuse me. Some nonsense.
I remember putting.
I'm gonna put a prank game in there, it's not gonna be downforce. Okay. So
I distinctly remember putting this picture.
Do you?
On my
you downloaded it and didn't save it. Right. Fire in the IT guys.
I distinctly remember putting this picture.
Do you?
On my thing. There we go. The Voyages of Marco Polo, not Downforce. The Voyages of Marco
Polo would probably love to put that in a story. Yes, and I drove a car very quickly over to the Orient. He's prone to exaggeration.
I really like this game. We haven't played this one in a while.
We haven't.
I really like it. So Voyages of Marco Polo, it's kind of your, I wouldn't say standard, but it basically you're gathering resources to complete contracts that give you victory points. That's kind of the very summarized version. But there's all sorts of different ways you can go about doing that. There's you have a guy that's traveling across to Beijing, I guess.
Is that how he travels?
He travels. Well, you don't go straight because it's all the paths are like this.
Well, he's going through mountain passes and stuff, dude.
So he travels across, and as you're going, you're setting up trading posts, and those trading posts give you kind of special powers that you can use to assist in your thing. But really, at its heart, it's maximizing your resource gathering in order to complete contracts to get your victory points. So it's a really cool game. You can really focus in on the traveling and get a lot of benefits that way, cool. Or you can really focus in on collecting the resources to complete contracts. It's a tight game. It uses dice. You roll dice to use as your workers. Basically, you roll dice and then you use those dice to put on the board to do the different actions.
My workers are slack-tastic and hate me, apparently.
And what's really the cool thing about this game, and one thing that everyone mentions, is the fact that everyone has a superpower that is game-breaking.
And they are amazingly cool.
Like, you look at that and you're going, I'm going to win with this power. And then you look over at the person next to you, he's like, ooh, I want that power instead.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, one of them is you get to pick what results you get on the dice.
You roll all sixes if you want.
Guess which one I try to pick.
There's one that when you do the traveling, you start at both ends.
Which is awesome because you automatically get that bonus for the city, the Beijing bonus, but you got to do a bunch of other stuff to catch up in other ways.
Another person really gets a resource every time someone else gets a resource, basically.
Which is really cool, and I've played that one too, and it's really fun.
It's crazy, but it's a great game.
Love it,
great game. I love Marco Polo.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Didn't make mine. Well, maybe it didn't. You don't know.
Staring at the screen.
Why are you staring at the screen?
Just seeing if anybody said anything. All right.
I'm saying lots of things.
What's your number 9?
All about you.
About me?
My number.
Not surprising.
My number 9 is going to Shock Hunter. He'll probably fall out of his chair.
What? What?
Yes. Amerithrash? Is that what we're going to call this?
This is
hardcore Amerithrash. Or shall we say Greco-thrash in this case because it's Greek.
Yeah, it's like Bud Rage-esque.
Put it out. You're like salmon this and like hiding the
You haven't said it yet. I'll wait till you say it.
Lords of Hellas. Okay. Aside from all the shenanigans with the painting and that nonsense, which still irks me, but I wasn't even having to deal with it and it irked me. But the game is awesome. You've got Greek society with a sci-fi twist to it, so they're still worshiping the gods and stuff, but they also have some kind of modern cyborg-esque warfare going on. And
well, it's an old myth that the ancient gods were nothing but like aliens that came and had like better technology, right?
Yeah,
that's the kind of what they're playing off of.
Yeah, but it's with Greeks instead of like the Egyptians, which is what most people do that with, right? So, I enjoy smashing things in this game. I like taking armies and going in and plundering and pillaging and attacking things, and it's area control, sort of, sometimes, depending on what you want to do. You can do area control, but you can also do like control of where the religious church thingies are. What are they calling them? They just call them monuments and that. Yeah, so there's temples. No, they're temples. But they're in different regions. So you can control a region, or you can go and just control the temples. you can do other things for victory too. It's not just military, which I like, and just to keep people on your toes. It's kind of fun to start upping that, because then he's gonna have to keep up with that too, or else I could run away with the game that way. It's really fun. I really like the fact that there's multiple ways to victory. It's got that kind of Civ-esque feel to it. In the military, the combat's really easy to do, so it's not a whole bunch of stalling out. Okay, we got to stop the game to do this battle. It really doesn't feel like you're doing that. They're smooth.
The battle is super fast.
And they're fast, and I enjoy that. And I think that's one of the reasons I don't like games like that, is because you have to stop and be like, okay, what are the rules for the battle again? You have to do the battle. And it's like a separate section of the game. It's not even in the game, and this is all one big smooth event, and I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's got Blood Rage-esque combat where you just compare numbers, play some cards, and you're done.
So, pretty sweet.
And it's not multiple rounds where one guy gets killed, next guy gets killed, next guy kills. It's one combat, and whatever happens, happens, and you're done. There's not rounds to the combat, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I like that there's now a hashtag Hunter doesn't like fun.
What do I not like that's fun?
Something about exit games.
Oh, exit games aren't fun. If they were fun, then that'd be a valid statement.
I love how you guys totally sidetracked that. That's greatness.
All right, Lords of Hellas. Shocking. Shocked. Call me shocked.
I'm apparently
this list. Your list is shocking me.
That's right.
All right, my number 8 is.
What? Really?
My number 8 is Ora and Labora, or Ora et Labora.
It says et. It's et.
No, it's and.
Oh, it does have the ampersand. Oh, lame.
It's only et if you have the French version.
Are you serious?
Yes. It's Ora and Labora.
It's Latin. Why did they only do that in the French version? This is ludicrous.
I don't know.
Oh.
Et Labora.
What
does ours say?
Working. Yeah, it's got the ampersand. Look at that.
Ora and Labora.
Come on, people. The rest of this is Latin. You couldn't put that in Latin too. Come on.
So anyway, this is an awesome game. This is slowly creeping up my favorite Uwe games.
Yeah.
I really like them. It has an amazing mechanism where it's basically a dial for your resources, and as time goes by, the resources become more and more valuable. So if you go to the spot that gives you that resource, it slowly increases how much you get. So maybe if you go early, you may get like 2 or 3 of a resource. But if you wait long enough, you may get like 10 of that resource.
Yeah,
so it's a cat and mouse. As that dial goes up, you're looking at your opponent going, are they going to take it this turn? Maybe I can wait one more turn and get more resources. And then they end up taking it, and you're like, ah! And it resets down to like, you get like 2.
That's where the praying part comes in, right?
Yeah. Well, it's got that, not only does it have the angst of going to spots, it has that resource angst where you're like, don't take the stone. Don't take the stone. Don't take the stone. Don't take this. Oh, they took the stone! I mean, it's awesome. I love this game. And then it's got a tableau where you're putting different buildings out, and based on the proximity of buildings to each other, different cool things can combo off each other. It's just a really solid game. It's
awesome.
It's super unfortunate that this is out of print. They need to get it back in print.
Oh, really? It is, huh?
Yeah, I had to get it. I got this on the BGG marketplace.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I got Macau. I bought Macau secondhand, and the same guy was doing Ora. I'm like, hey, can you throw that in for a discount? He's like, oh, sure. And so I got
that's cool.
I got a good deal on it. But yeah, it needs to come back into print. It's a really solid game. I guess maybe the reason it kind of went out of print, it's probably one of the more complicated ones.
Yeah.
And the rules were a slog. So I think they need to redo the rules to that.
That's true. That's true. I think they do too.
Macau.
What? But yeah, no, yes, I think Uwe Rosenberg, you're probably going to see his name a few times on this list too, because he also, like Feld, happens to really enjoy this time period a lot. The medieval and ancient stuff. So yeah, it's not surprising, I guess, that we have a lot of those.
I like this one. This one's a good one. I want to try it with more players to see how it plays, because I think that resource dial will be even crazier with more players.
Oh yeah. That'd be awesome.
Because if you want a resource, there's only one opportunity someone will take it. But if there's 2 or 3 people at the table and you're like, oh, there's no way it's going to get around.
It's probably not going to get to 10 or something crazy like we had, because there's going to be, everybody's going after that at some point.
All right, so what's your number 8?
My number 8, again, apparently I have a Greek theme.
Wow, you got mini or miniature.
Well, the picture was poor quality, so I left it. Leave it. Oh, you're kidding. Why does does he have to mess with it? I had it just right. My game is Elysium, so you don't have to wait. Elysium, and yes, it's Greek.
Oh no, what is going on?
Will you stop playing with our settings? Oh my god!
Sorry, IT guy's having fun.
IT guy's about to get fired.
Because I was making it where it would cover you up. So what's your number 8 again?
Oh my gosh!
What's your number 8?
It's Elysium.
Okay, there you go.
Oh my gosh! So this game, yeah, you are a Greek. It's the system with the Greek
Sorry,
gods.
I'm entertaining myself.
And what I really like about this game is the mechanism they use with the pillars. You've got 4 different colored pillars, and the cards have a cost on them that are color coded. So you pay for a card, but then every time you get a card, you have to take one of your pillars out of commission for that round. So then you're limiting yourself slowly on what cards you can buy, because of course they usually have more than one color associated with them. I really, really, really like just that mechanism and having to choose and kind of playing again, like you said, you like that cat and mouse of, well, if I do this, I can't possibly get this type of card, but you know, my opponent can, and this and that. So you want to look at, see what they may be going for as well. The thing I like about this also is that you've got 2 levels. You've got the like ground level and the Elysium, the underworld level, and the cards have abilities in one or the other or both. And you have to choose when you want to move them down, because you can't just move them down. You can only move like usually 1 or maybe 2 a turn, so you've got to balance it out, because at the end of the game there's a whole set collection scoring with everything that's in the underworld. Really cool. The gods all have their own kind of theme with it. Obviously Ares, god of war, like a lot of his cards are kind of attacky and things like that. I really enjoy the entire way that they did the theme with this, so it was pretty fun. And it's still one of those that even as a few years old, it seems to hold its own, because I have not seen any other games use these mechanisms like that.
Something, I guess, is it Ethnos uses something similar where they mix decks, but you don't have every card is this. It's not, you don't have unique powers, right?
Yeah, it's sort of, yeah. It's probably the closest to what this one does, but yeah, you're right. I mean, again, we're kind of having to stretch to think of something that uses that mechanism, and I really like it.
So I'm slacking on my job.
You are.
I'm supposed to be comparing it to our old list. This is your first crossover, by the way. Elysium was your number 8 last time.
Was it really?
Yep. Lords of Hellas for you, and Feast for Odin we had not played the last time we made this list. Mine, I have lots of crossovers. So Castles of Burgundy, which was my number 10, was my number 6 last time.
Cool.
So, Voyages of Marco Polo, which was my number 9, was my number 3 last time. And my number 8, which was...
I'm surprised it was that low.
Was my number 8 was... Or at Labor, and that's a new game for us.
Yep.
So, there we go. So now we're on track. So my number 7... No.
Brought up to speed.
My number 7.
What's your number 7?
I don't know. I have to look.
What is your number 7?
I don't know.
Tell us. We can't wait.
My number 7 is... Colosseum.
Wow.
And we had not played that last time we played this. This is our con game.
This is our con
Not
game.
con as in tricking people.
That'd be funny too.
Our convention game.
Yes.
It seems like every convention we pull this out and play it. Like every single convention we're at, almost, we play this game. I don't know why.
Because it's awesome and it's fun to play.
It's so much so that we haven't even played our copy yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. Yeah, because we're like, oh yeah, we played that recently. No, actually.
I think we're gonna make a note to clear our shelf of shame this weekend if we can. But anyway, so Colosseum, it's a great game. It's a trading, I guess auction. Is it auction? It's auctioning.
Is it in the Mediterranean?
It's auctioning, then trading. So you buy stuff and then you trade stuff.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun.
And it's just really cool. You're trying to present shows for the Colosseum, and you need like there's like a recipe of things you need. You need like 2 lines, a plant.
I love the plant. The plant
a singer and a couple of priests or something, and that's your show. So you're basically you're drafting a set of tiles, a set of 3 tiles, or auctioning, bidding on them. Then you have a round of trading. You're trying to complete the recipe as best you can, and the better you get at completing it, the more victory points you're going to get. And it has a really cool mechanism, I guess, scoring system.
I love the scoring in this.
So basically, you're going to present 3 shows, right? 3 shows. And whichever show is your best show is your in-game score. So it may not be your last show. You may not. Usually, it's your last show, but whichever show gives you the most points is your end score. That's you get score for one show, and that's your score. It's not like you get your points for the first one, second one, third one. You're adding them up. You're just whichever one's the best.
I love trolling people with the Senators and the Emperor. My first chance you get the right roll, and you're like, oh, he just walks on by your Coliseum. You know, I don't know. I love it. It's fun.
I just like the trading and the it has,
the trading gets crazy.
Yeah, any game that has trading in it, like live, real time kind of trading, it works for me. I mean, even if Catan wasn't such a long game, I enjoy the trading part of Catan.
Well, most of the time until someone's like, "Fine, I don't trade."
You're winning. I do not trade with you. But no, Coliseum's a fun one. It's a really neat game. I like it. It has auctions and trading. That's two of my favorite mechanisms.
Yep.
All right. and again, we had not played it last time we made this list, so it is not on my list, obviously.
Yeah.
So there you go. But we played this. I think we've played this 4 or 5 times now, and it's been all conventions. All conventions.
Yep.
All right. What's your number 7?
My number 7 is a Feld game, and that is Castles of Burgundy. Apparently I like it a hair more than you.
Our first crossover.
Yes, probably the first of many. We'll see. But yes, I love Castles of Burgundy. I shouldn't smack the table. Sorry, but the for all the reasons that you said, there's something about that. I get the same feel of building up my kingdom with it and getting to place the tiles in certain places and chaining things off of it. Right. So, okay, I got this, but if I put it here, I finish my little region and I get extra bonuses for finishing the region and this and that, and I like to try to map that out. I may not be the best at it, but I enjoy doing it, so it's fun. It's a really fun game, and if you're getting, again, like you said, it's a great introduction into Stefan Feld games. So
yeah, I like his games that use dice. So there you go.
Oddly enough, I actually like this game a lot because of the dice, because it forces me to... It's another one of those games where it's all good choices thing. It seems like, because you've got this little round area and all the different numbers of dice have different things next to them, and so whatever you roll, there's certain types of tiles that are available to you in certain things. So you can map it out, but if someone else gets that same kind of roll, there's only like 2 tiles for, say, number 2. So he might take the one I want the most, so now I'm going to have to go, okay, what's my backup plan? And I just like all of the choices with that and the variety that comes to that game. No game is ever quite the same because of the way...
Well, his games usually it doesn't matter if you roll a 6 or a 1.
Yeah.
They're kind of equal in strength, right?
Yeah.
There's not like, if you roll a 6, you get 6 resources, and if you roll a 1, you crap out.
Yeah, this one isn't
you're just getting different things.
Sets of things.
Yeah.
So, and it changes every round, so... Good stuff.
All right. Good one.
Good stuff.
Obviously, I put it on my list. But...
Yep.
All right. My number 6. What is my number 6?
What is your number 6?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Tell us, sir.
I don't know. I can't tell you until it pops up on the screen. My number 6
Downforce.
Is Trajan. Downforce. Trajan. Ancient. One of the few ancient games on my list. Ancient.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Yes, Trajan.
I'll allow it.
This is probably the Feld fans' favorite Feld. Probably.
For a lot of people, it is.
For the hardcore Feld fans, it's usually their favorite.
Hardcore. But not all, but yes.
For those that dabble in Feld, it's usually Castles of Burgundy. Dabble.
They don't want to play the heavier ones, right?
So Trajan...
Yeah. That's true, though.
To the uneducated, they call this the 6 mini game.
And it makes sense, because you're doing 6 different things at once.
6, 1, 2...
I think
3,
it is
5 or 6 different things.
5 or 6.
This is all. I mean, it's just an awesome game. It has so many different things going on. I like it. There's many different ways to win. You can focus in on moving through the territories that way. You can focus in on building little workshops or whatever they're called. You can try to get votes in the Senate and get victory points that way. You can ship stuff off to foreign lands. Like I said, it's mini games, and any one of those mini games is just as valid as the other for concentrating on. You want to do a little bit of everything, probably. But concentrating on any one of those is just as good as the other.
Yeah.
It has, like in a lot of his games, it has a penalty if you don't do a certain thing each age. They say you have to gather certain types of resources to each era or whatever, or you get minus points or whatever.
The people want bread in circuses.
So it's just a really cool game. But the best part about it is the rondel of the cubes of puzzling out. One of the few puzzle type things I like, because I like puzzling out this type of stuff. Basically, it's a puzzle because you're going to pick up cubes Mancala style and drop cubes off, and wherever you end up is the action you end up taking. In addition to that, you want a certain combination of colors potentially to be in that spot when you finish to get a bonus tile. So it's like, not only do you have to think, okay, I want to do this action, but I want to set up my cubes in such a way when I move them, I trigger the bonus thing for that spot. So it's just a really cool game. I really enjoy it.
Yep, good times.
We'll talk about it more, so I'll stop there.
Oh my goodness.
What's your number 6?
I feel like I should apologize in advance. I feel like I should have done I have a lot of Feld in my list. Because I picked my favorites, and it just so happens that I feel like there's a lot of Feld. So my number 6...
Hold on. I want to answer a question. So Tommy asked if we're ready for the new Roman themed Feld game. What's it called? There's 2 of them.
Is it Trajanus?
There's 2 different Feld games.
His name or something, and there's 2 of them.
There's 2 different Felds coming out.
I am so excited. Yes, I'm so excited. Yes to all. Don't look this up. We don't have time for this nonsense.
That's what we do. We're sharing knowledge.
We share knowledge. The more you know. That was a rainbow. In case you've seen those commercials.
One moment. Because I'm OCD and I need to know the names of the...
He's like, I must know. Tell me about the games.
The new games are coming out are called...
Trajanum.
Forum
Trajanum.
And Carpe Diem.
Carpe
Diem.
Oh, my brain.
Anyway, yes, we're greatly looking forward to those games.
I'm proud of them.
And your number 6 was what?
My number 6 is Oracles of Delphi. Another Feld. Again, I have a very Greek theme this evening. I've noticed I've got Lords of Hellas, Elysium, and now Oracles. And this one is the great adventure race of Feld games. Because, boy, if Trajan, like he says, a bunch of different mini games, this one's a bunch of mini adventures. Because he's like, here's a laundry list of things that you need to do. It's like Odysseus in a nutshell or something, right? So you got to build a temple somewhere in a specific place. But you have to find the place because they're all hidden and mysterious. And then you got to go kill this monster. And then you got to go over here and move this statue to another place or some weirdness and collect a person, or I don't even remember what they all are now.
Statues, shrines, offering at the shrine.
Kill a monster.
Deliver cubes.
Oh yeah, you deliver cubes. So see, there's a whole bunch of stuff. And sees the carp now. Yes. Grab the fish. So it's fun because you're kind of racing to get them all done. And you're just checking them off your list. And the thing is, you don't have to do them in any particular order. You just have to get them done. And sometimes you spend more time. What's fun about this is you want to streamline. You want to be able to go on this path and be like, okay, I'm going to pick up the cube here, and on my way, I'll kill that monster so that I do this and pass that temple. I mean, it's really cool because you want to do that the whole time. And if you're not efficient with it, someone else usually will be a little more efficient and get you. So, love this game. It's a lot of fun. And I don't know what you're looking up now.
No, I'm looking at them.
What are you looking up? Oh my goodness. So yes.
I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's the I can't think of the name of it. It's a
pick up and deliver?
No, it's the puzzle where a delivery guy has to go to like 6 different spots and figuring out the shortest route. And it's like impossible to calculate.
Sounds like a FedEx job.
No, I'm saying it's if you can come up with what's the word I'm thinking of? Watch the video on it. What's it called? That video with the...
You know that one thing? With the guy?
Anyway, it's... I can't think of the word.
Efficiency?
No.
Ergonomics?
No.
Driving?
Oh my gosh, help me. It's a math thing where it's...
Fractals?
No.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm on a tangent and I can't escape from
Sine, cosine.
No.
I don't do math. Okay, so...
Help me. Yeah, help me. What's it called? The
Traveling salesman?
no, the computers do it.
Calculate?
Oh my
Calculus.
gosh. Help me, Dan. Help me.
Route? Oh my gosh, I feel like we're playing a totally different thing now. We're playing some kind of guess what Hunter's thinking game.
No. It's not permutations. It's
Mathematics?
I'll think about it later. We'll get to it in a minute.
Economics.
No.
Fuel economy.
No. What?
Can't make any left turns.
Anyway.
I got nothing.
So basically,
what just happened?
There's supposed to be a formula to be able to calculate the shortest route. Like if you're going to 6 different points on a map.
Differential equation.
And it's like impossible to do. No one's done it. And if anyone could figure out the way to do that, to calculate, for a computer to calculate that, you'll be a millionaire.
Algorithm?
An algorithm! Yes, there's an algorithm to be able to calculate the 6 points. That's the word. Game your wife, you win. You get a gold star.
Points of light?
So, apparently it's impossible for a computer to calculate that.
Really?
To be able to say, okay, take the 6 different stops, what is the shortest distance to do the 6 different spots?
Well, it does depend on the traffic, because anyone who's traveled in DFW understands what I'm talking about.
And what's funny is the closest they've got to figure out how to calculate it is they watch bees go into flowers. And apparently bees can almost do it. And they're trying to figure out how they can figure it out. So anyway, I got off on a tangent.
This sounds like a whole new random show we should be doing.
It should be, but
bees and board games.
Why I say that's kind of what this game is. Like you said, you have to go do all these tasks.
No,
like,
it's true. It's
like, okay,
I know what you're saying.
If I'm on this side of the board, what places can I go to get these done? And then, I got one on this side to do. What can I do that's on the way?
I kind of feel like that was this conversation we've had for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my!
There's your math lesson for the night.
Oh my gosh,
my math not
just
lesson.
Melted.
I couldn't think of what an algorithm is.
Oh, I think we lost some subscribers now or something.
All right, my number 5. Onward to something else, or maybe something we already talked about. Lords of Hellas.
Repeat.
This game is really cool. This is like I almost want to say it's like Blood Rage 2.0.
Yeah.
It has a lot.
You know what? I get that feel.
It has a lot of the feeling of Blood Rage, but it's a true map that it really feels like you're traveling in this game. Like you're marching your armies across the map. What are they laughing about?
Nothing. Tommy's saying how you're talking.
Oh, how obtuse.
Yes.
Anyway,
sorry.
It's like imagine Blood Rage with a larger map, and you actually move your troops across and control areas. Whereas Blood Rage almost feels like it's more.
Yeah, but it's also about hand the cards and drafting and stuff though too. This one doesn't.
You have cards.
Yeah, but you don't really draft like that. I mean, I don't know how to explain it because it's so different in
you don't
how you
draft.
play the game.
You don't draft, but you do use cards for things.
Yeah, but
I just like the fact that there's a more robust map because it seems like in Blood Rage it almost seems like everything's tangent to everything else.
Yeah,
it's not true, but it feels like there's not like you have to think about I want to go to this area. I need to organize my troops and move across the board and all the combat is everything's done after one. You go to a point and then the board almost seems like it clears off. It doesn't completely clear off, but in this one it seems like more of a like Blood Rage meets like I don't want to use risk as a horrible term, but it's the same kind of you're controlling sections of the board and thing like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
yeah, they got kind of the weird futuristic-esque.
The gods do.
Yeah, the gods do. People don't.
Yeah.
Really. It's kind of interesting. You have to.
But you do get artifacts from the gods that are basically futuristic stuff.
Futuristic superpower tech stuff.
I just like it. I mean, it's got all the mythology, the different monuments that you're building to the gods. They give you powers applicable to the gods. So, like, if you build, one to Ares or whatever, you get combat stuff.
Yeah.
And if you build one to
Zeus,
Athena, it helps you like build your character up, makes you your main character more powerful.
Wise and religious kind of stuff, and Zeus is all about power.
It's really cool. It's really cool. So
yeah.
So do Star Wars games count?
Technically, if we think about it,
Star Wars is a galaxy long time ago.
Yeah.
So technically it does.
Yeah, I was gonna say technically, if we want to get into that, but
it's not our ancient.
Yeah.
It's someone else's ancient.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's someone else's ancient.
I don't know.
That's
what
where
that
we're gonna
means.
get nitpicky.
What's your
That's
number
where we're
5?
drawing the line. My number 5.
Oh wait, I'm slacking again
Dear
on my stuff.
Heavens, you're so ADD.
So what was your
Oracles of Delphi?
Castles of Burgundy was your number 1 last time.
I love that game.
So Castles of Burgundy was your number 1. What else you do?
6 Oracles of
Oracle of
Delphi.
Delphi we didn't have last time.
Yeah.
And then what was my number 6?
I don't know.
I'm slacking, man. My 6 was Trajan, which was my number 5 last time.
Ooh, interesting.
What was my number 7?
No one knows.
Colosseum wasn't on there. All right,
Yeah. So.
onward.
All right, my number 5 is Ora et Labora.
Oh wow, even better.
Work and pray.
That's
Yeah,
such a-
I have fallen in love with the very mechanisms that Hunter was talking about, so I'm not going to belabor the point, but I really, 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 really like the way that flowed, and honestly, I think that's my favorite Rosenberg game.
Whoa! Newsflash. Better
Yeah.
than Le Havre?
Yeah, actually.
Wow.
I really like this one. I really like it.
We need to crack that out this weekend then. Because that's, what's his name? Turtles, one of his favorite games.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Sweet deal. Yes. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So it's good. Very good.
Again, it's not on there because...
It wasn't there before.
We
We
didn't have it
just
before.
started playing this one this year, I believe.
Yep.
So brand spanking new. But yeah, sad that it's out of print because I want everyone to play it. Everyone. It's so much fun. And I think it's lighter than Feast for Odin. I mean, it's still pretty heavy, don't get me wrong. But I think this one's a little bit easier to wrap around what you're doing and how to tackle it. Feast for Odin is just a sensory overload of choices. So, there's that. Just a thought. I don't know. It's pretty heavy. So, anywho. Yes.
All right. Sorry.
Hector is yelling awesome.
Where? Oh, he's not
about
watching?
about Bora et Labora.
He's not on. He doesn't have an opinion.
He doesn't. Oh, what?
What was that? Your number what?
That was my number 5. What are you doing?
My number
Pay
4.
attention.
My number 4 is Sheriff of Nottingham.
Oh my goodness, this is Katie's favorite game.
Oh man, I've been
guys.
slacking and not saying
Her
what
favorite
time
game.
period
She
they're in.
loves
This
this
one is medieval. Folklore. I wrote folklore next to it. Novel-based folklore.
It could have happened. You don't know.
So, Sheriff of Nottingham, I love this game. It is a pure bluffing game.
Yes,
What
it
it
is.
basically boils down to.
And
It's
fun.
bluffing.
And it's
I guess there's some
Right.
negotiation. But yeah, bluffing. This game just cracks me up, man. It's just so much fun. The basically you just have a hand of cards, you put some cards in a bag, and you tell the person what's in the bag, and they have to believe you or not believe you, and that's pretty much the whole game. And it is funny, the whole mind games you play, and you have a money, you can do anything. You say, hey, I'll pay you to open my bag and just mess with their mind, or you pay to have them open someone else's bag, and all sorts of stuff.
It's so cute, and the girls love playing this game, and it's so cute because now it's like everybody wants to get into character, and they have, oh, good sir, and they like to talk, and the girls liked. I think didn't Tom on the Dice Tower do something where they had to wear a hat when they were the sheriff or something?
Yes.
The girls have adopted that, so now we have to wear some ridiculous hat every time. I think last time we wore the squid hat. We have a squid hat.
Viking. No, that was a shark hat.
Oh, it was the shark hat this time. We wore the shark hat. Anybody that was the sheriff had to wear the shark hat. So that was exciting. So it's become like a family tradition game.
Yeah, it's cute to
Our
see
house.
the progression of Katie, because when she first started playing this, she would never lie. Never. She never lied,
bluffed.
ever. So it's like, you just gave her bag back. You knew she wasn't lying. She was so happy. Like, hey, I get all my stuff.
Yeah.
And the first time she lied and got it past us. Oh, it says this is... Alright, I think we're back.
Oh yeah, spinning
I think we're back.
circle of death. Hopefully it's not a circle of death. Ay. Okay, so you were saying, okay. So now we're on my number 4.
I don't know where we dropped off, but
Oh yeah, you were talking
the
about
gist was that our kids lie to us now.
and there's the story, right? Yes, we had a problem.
No,
Stupid.
our OBS reset. I don't know why it did. It just reset. Now it's running super smooth. So
okay, well that was fun.
before it was dropping frames and doing all sorts of weirdness. Now it's running super smooth.
Okay.
It reset itself.
Oh, they were talking about the first time. Yeah, the first time that Katie bluffed and.
Oh my gosh, she was so happy because we were just giving the bag back to her, and then she took that one contraband and slid it in the contraband section. We're like, what just happened? It was awesome. What's
cool too is this is the first game I saw her at a con where she split off and went and played this game with people she didn't even know, and she had a ball playing.
Yeah, they did like an open game of sheriff, and she went over
and joined, and she had a ball.
Yeah, I think she got second place or something.
Yeah, she did really well.
Yep.
So that was fun. But yes, my number 4.
I just realized that she played sheriff at the same con I played sheriff.
No. Well, yeah, at the same time you first played it. Yes.
No, when I played it at the thing and I won the tournament.
No, that was the first year.
I'm saying it was the same convention.
Yeah, it was.
Same.
Okay.
Convention, but 4 years.
Oh my gosh! Someone
later.
give this man caffeine.
What?
He's losing it. All right, so
it wasn't the same as that at convention.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh!
You're so off on a tangent tonight. Coliseum is my number 4.
Algorithms. That's what it is. She threw something.
My number 4.
Oh my gosh, she just threw something at me.
Yes, it was my pen cap. It's the only weapon I have.
Oh.
Coliseum. I'm not going to repeat it too much because we'll spend all night chattering about randomness. But, love this game. It is a lot of fun. I would happily play it more frequently. And I don't know why, because usually auctioning and stuff, I'm kind of like, meh. But I guess the theme and just the silliness, because yes, of course, you must have your shrubbery when you have your performances and all the nonsense. We just like to laugh and joke about it, so. Alright.
Alright. So, I didn't say last time, my Sheriff Nottingham was my number 2 last time.
It's not surprising to me. You love that game.
I think the only reason it's dropped is that I don't know if I wouldn't say the shine is coming off of it, but we just don't play it as much as we used to.
Yeah, that could be.
All right, so we're to my number 3. Man, we're in the high end real estate now.
Dun dun dun.
Number 3, my number 3 has got to be a great game.
Yes, all good shows need ferns.
My number 3 is Orleans.
Wow.
Orleans.
That low?
So, here's the gist. Not gist. Here's the thing. If I ever was going to start a list of games, what they call them, kangaroos? Is that what they call them? Games that got better.
Oh, okay. Is that a kangaroo?
That's what Tom called it.
They have turkeys
and kangaroos. So
oh, good.
Because it jumped up. It jumped up. Anyway.
Why don't we call them tigers?
This would probably be at the top of my list.
Okay.
Because like the first time we played it, was like, ooh, this is really good. Yeah. And then it's like, oh wow, this is really good. And it's like, wow, this is really good. So yeah.
He keeps getting louder about it every time too. Yep. You notice?
So it was my number 8 last year, and it jumped all the way up to my number 3 after we got 3 times as many games to compete against that one. So I just love this game. It's. I still think I like it better than Altiplano. Mm-hmm. I think it's a more robust game, a more interesting game. It's just really cool to do it's just something about the randomness of reaching in a bag and
going, like, what do I get to do with this?
What do I get? And then you're like, you have this pile of stuff in front of you. You're like, what am I going to do with this turn? And then the next turn you pull stuff out, you're like, whoa, what am I going to do with all this good stuff? I mean, it's really cool. I just
some turns are better than others.
And this game, you can really focus on different things. You can focus in on the traveling and collecting all sorts of resources. You can focus in on getting lots of knights and doing that. You can focus on killing the people off and send them off to do good deeds or whatever. It's
sending them off to do good deeds. We joke about that. That's just a euphemism for they're going to go die the hero's death. So,
but this thing has
because they don't come back into your bag.
This thing has something unique though, because a lot of deck building games. This is effectively a deck building game.
It's a bag building game, sir.
You're not building a bag.
Sure you are.
But anyway, it's effectively a deck building game. Except you shuffle every time.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
sorry.
Where I was going with this? Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
When you a lot of deck building games, when you cull bad cards out of your deck, you just toss them aside. Basically, you trash them, right?
Yeah.
In this game, you actually get a benefit from culling things out of your deck. and some of those benefits are really powerful benefits. So not only are you streamlining your bag by getting rid of things, you get some cool benefits. And there's kind of a race to do some of that stuff because when you race or timing, because when you complete sections of the good deeds or whatever, you get a really good power. What are you laughing about? Algorithm.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep a straight face and I can't. I gotta quit looking at you guys in the chat because.
Anyway, this game is awesome. If you have not played it, you owe yourself to try it out.
That's right.
It's really cool.
Algorithm.
Orleans. We'll talk about it more in a minute.
My number 3, I don't think we've mentioned yet, surprisingly, and that is Pillars of the Earth, because this is probably one of my top worker placement games. Period. I love the way this game. The board's a work of art, and on top of that, it's also efficient. So it tells you the turn order, like how things go in order, basically what they do. So it's once you learn the game, you really don't have to look at the rules much again because the board kind of helps you along with it. And I love that about it. But it's not busy, if that makes any sense. You have worker placement and you're trying to build this, and the only thing, about the cathedral in the middle is that it's kind of like the turn marker to mark who's done with their turn. Once that round's over, that the first player person puts the piece on, and then we're starting the new round. It's cute because you're still building it up. You can see how far along in the game are. You have a physical representation of how far along in the game are, because once you finish the cathedral, the game's over, obviously. But you get to go and you get to build and you get to get the resources. I love the way that you bid for resources. It's slightly different. And then you've got kind of a little mini auction thing to get positions for who gets to go first, second, third, and fourth, however many places, to when you do your actual worker placement. And absolutely love that. Absolutely love it. So much going on with it. Beautiful, elegant game. And I am so happy. Didn't they put this back in print?
Yes, it's back in print.
That makes me so happy because it was out of print for the longest time and it was very sad.
So here's what I find funny. Couple of things that I find funny, but what I find funny is it was not on your list last time.
Okay.
And do you know why? I remember why it wasn't on your list.
Because we didn't own it?
No, we had it. It was my number 4.
But I think it was too late?
No. You had some weird rule early on with our top 10s that if you only played it once, you didn't put it on your list.
Oh, that's right. That's not weird. I still do that.
No, you don't.
You
put Lord of Hellas on your list this time.
Haven't we played that twice?
We only played it once.
Oh, wow. Well, it left a pretty big impact. I typically play them twice before I put them on my list. I will say that.
So.
And yes, I read the book. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I had to be in the right mood to read it because it can be kind of a bit of a depressing slog at times because you're like, will something go right in that dang story? That's my short review of that book.
Isn't it the Middle Ages or Dark Ages?
Yeah.
Or whenever this took place?
Yes, and people are always getting downtrodden and beaten or killed and maimed and oh my goodness. And it does have some draggy bits because there's some political intrigue and stuff. And if you're not feeling those particular characters, you could find that incredibly boring. I did find Philip very interesting though. I thought he was a cool character, but at the same time, I'm sure there's some people that were like, oh my gosh, can we skip his parts? It depends. If you get vested in the characters or not, I think it makes a huge difference in that book. So yeah, I can see where you could go.
I'm surprised this is on your list.
Really? Oh, I love playing this game.
I know you love it, but it never seems to be one you suggest when we.
You're like, oh, we played it recently, and then we never played it for a while.
No, we haven't played Pillars in a while.
Well, it was about time then. See, we're gonna play it. Boom.
All right.
There you go.
So I know your top 2. Do you know my top 2?
Well, you can see my top 2.
Your top 2 is obvious.
Probably. Your top 2.
Do you think you know them? You probably, if you thought about it, you do.
If I think about it, I do.
My number 2 has been mentioned already. It is my favorite Feld.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And it falls in this category, even though it is myth. And that is the Oracle of Delphi.
Hey, I'm sorry, but it's very akin to the Odyssey. It's very Odysseus-esque. It's like you're voyaging around doing a whole bunch of things and getting into shenanigans.
So?
I'm just saying it's not all myth.
Myth.
It's literature. Literature!
It's literature?
Culture.
love Oracle Delphi. This is this is my favorite Feld. Period. And I don't know if it's because it's so unique or that it has dice and it has different combinations, but I just like. I guess it's the accountant in me that likes the logistics of it all and puzzle. It's the kind of puzzle I like.
I can see that.
It's the kind of puzzle I like where you go, okay, what's the most efficient way to do? I know I need to do these 3 things. What's the most efficient way I can do to, use my dice?
Yeah.
To do that, and how can I manipulate my dice? And it's just got I like how the combat works. It's the whole pressure luck kind of thing with the combat, and you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And it's just a really fun game, and
super fun.
It always seems like it comes down to like the last. It doesn't seem like there's ever a situation where I'm like one person's super ahead of the other one. It's like I'm rushing to do my last thing, you're off running to do your last thing, and we're trying to see who can get that things done. It's not like oh well, he's so far ahead, I'm not going to win kind of thing.
Oh no, you usually feel pretty evenly matched. I like it.
What is the best algorithm?
Yes,
sorting. A good sorting algorithm's nice. All right.
Math jibber jabber with Hunter
Oracle of Delphi.
Awesome.
The unfelled feld.
It's still feldy.
It is, but it doesn't have a score. There's no score.
No top 10 algorithms.
I can put top 10 algorithms.
Don't distract him. What's wrong with you guys? Oh,
that's a good one. We'll do that next time.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so tell me about. Let me think of the order of yours.
You already peeked, I bet.
No, I haven't. I know what your 2 are. It's obvious. It's blatantly obvious what your 2 are. I don't know. I think it's either Orleans or the other one.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, my number 2, yes, is Orleans. Yeah. And I love it. I love Orleans. Orleans. You like that? Is that better?
Orleans.
I love Orleans. I think this one is a blasty blast. We have talked about it to death, so I'm not going to talk about it more. But no, I really do enjoy this game. I love the bag building.
Bag building.
What's crazy though, inevitably, I'm it's almost as lucky as dice sometimes because you're like, okay, I've got 2 blue guys in there. Which 2 guys are you never gonna pull out? The 2 blue guys. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna build an army of blue guys.
And now all you get is blue guys.
And then all I get are blue guys. Or somehow magically, I still end up squeaking by and barely getting one. That last game we played, I still didn't get them. And I'm like, I know they're half of the dudes in the bag. But no. We're not going to do that. And then they all come out at once and you're like, I can't do anything now because you need blue guys for only specific things. What? Why? Why Orleans? But no, it's a fun game. I absolutely love it. And again, getting the guys out and mapping out and you're going, okay, this is the nonsense I'm stuck with. So what am I going to do with this? What combinations can I do to max this out? How many of them can I send to the hero's death? Stuff like that. We call it the hero's death. Or we call it something else too, but anyway. Send them off to do the good deeds and get out of my bag, basically. The crazy fun game. I really enjoy this. Have we played it other than 2-player? I think we did once, didn't we? I want to say we did, but it's such a good 2-player.
I thought we played it 3-player at one point.
I think we have, but it's such a good 2-player game that I don't even think about it playing with other people a lot of times just because we're so used to playing it 2-player, and I love it.
Yeah, there's not much of a change to the game for 2-player.
At all.
You just have less of the discs that you can buy of each type, and the resources are more scattered on the board.
Okay,
that's about it.
So not much. Pretty cool.
So here's another one that didn't make your list last time for the same reason, I'm sure.
Yeah, because we had only played it at Dice Tower Con.
Yes. Because we made this list in August. We were at Dice Tower Con in July. We probably hadn't played it again by the time we made a list.
We definitely hadn't. We hadn't bought it or anything.
No, we bought it. We bought it at Dice Tower Con.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, we hadn't played it yet.
We played it. I got up. I walked over to this cool stuff booth.
Oh, that's right. Because we liked it that much. That tells you something about this game.
And that's
Insta-buy.
Yep. Didn't make your list last time.
All right. Tell us about your number 1.
It's number 1.
1.
What's my number 1? It was my number 1 last time.
What? Oh, Stone Age.
Stone Age is my number 1.
Sure, why not?
What world do you live in?
The world where you like Stone
My
Age.
number one is Champions of Midgard.
He's in love with this game.
Oh, this game is so good. It is so good. I love this game. Next.
What really brought this one back to life is the 2 expansions that they did recently within the last year. Those are amazing. So if you liked this game at all, normally I'm not like, go buy expansions, but this one, you need to go buy the expansions. It changes the game in such a good way that I like the game now.
Yeah, this game is amazing.
And I hate dice like
I
this.
love this game, and it got even
game.
better with the expansions.
Yeah.
It's just,
Oh,
it has dice rolling combat, which I like. It has worker placement, which I like. It has hidden objectives, which I like. It has set collection, which I like. I'm done. This game's awesome.
It's pretty awesome. Okay, fine.
They say, weak pick, Lords of Waterdeep is 10 times better. Have you played Champions of Midgard?
Oh my gosh, Lords of Waterdeep, that's like apples and oranges, totally different.
Champions of Midgard is so much better game.
They're not even the same type.
They're both worker placement. That's about all you can say.
Meh.
There's no dice in it.
There's
Anyway, Champions of Midgard
dice placement,
is
worker placement.
awesome.
That's trolling. Put him in timeout.
The only, I would say, I don't know if it's a weakness, but one of the drawbacks of the base game of Champions, which is the reason why you don't like it as much, is if you roll bad,
oh, you're toast.
You can do poorly at the game. But with the expansion, with the Valhalla expansion, if you roll bad, you get a benefit. So your dead dudes go.
They're actually worth something.
They're actually worth something. You don't just die.
And because I'll be honest, I would have to, no joke, send twice as many people as he would to go do the same thing because I roll so badly. It got just to be a beatdown for me, so I didn't like it. But the expansion fixed that, so.
I just like this game, so it's just so good. The worker placement in the base game is pretty tight. I mean, like really tight. But again, with the expansion, it opens up more options of things for you to do.
Yeah.
It's just a really amazing game.
It's pretty awesome.
So.
Okay.
It's my number one. My number one last time.
Holding
strong.
You already said it was Champions of Midgard.
Holding strong. Champions of Midgard. Number one on both lists. I would think maybe it might have dropped off number one without the expansions.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I can see that. I can totally see that.
But with the expansions, it is no contest. It is
amazing.
far and away my number one. Champions of Midgard. So tell us about the dude from around 20 AD-ish, is that when he was?
No, but we'll pretend.
When was he around?
Later. Much later.
Much later?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think I looked it up. I think he was like in 20 AD. Anyway, what's your number one?
Trajan!
Yay!
Yes! Feld. I know. Feldy goodness again, but I can't help it. I love Trajan. I love the fact that it's multiple. I think it's like 80 or something like that. I have to look again. It's been a while since I've had to look up the dates. But he it's during the Empire and all this stuff. The theme, okay, some people argue there's not much theme, but really when you see all of the juggling that's going on and what they're doing, it's pretty thematic for what it's doing as a Euro, and I really, really love that.
I just thought of a funny quote. Never go against a Latin teacher when dates are on the line.
Wow.
98 to 117.
Booyah!
So it wasn't 20.
Some of the greatest extent of the Empire was around his reign. It's pretty sweet. So yeah, love it, love it, love it. Holy cow. Yeah, all the little mini games are pretty cool. You know, you've got the area control military thing going on. You've got the votes in the Senate. You've got the culture and stuff, and then the work craftsmen, and you're doing all the different guild things. And I really enjoy that. You still have to have the bread and circuses, something you give to the people basically at the end of each round. And so I dig it. I dig it. I really love it. I love the theme. Obviously, huge Latin nerd, love it. So very fun game. Heavy Feld. Again, I seem like there's a lot of heavier games and stuff, but it seems like for whatever reason, this has been a fascinating topic for these particular, these designers that we talked about, specifically, to pick that theme, and I liked that. I guess because there's so much room in that time. It was a pretty wide time frame too, of course, but I don't know, a lot of scope for imagination and board gameness going on there. I really enjoy it. And what are you doing? He's doing things.
I'm creating an algorithm for our list.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Whatever started
There it
that.
is. There is our top 10 revised olden time games. So, let me go over the list real quickly before we get to honorable mentions. I'll go over the list.
Yes.
Your list completely flipped. It's like completely different. So, my list last time, number 10, Elysium. Number 9, My Village. Number 8, Orleans, which is my number 3 this time. Number 7, Village. Number 6, Castle of Burgundy, which is my 10 this time. Number 5 was Trajan, which was my 6 this time, so it holds about the same. Number 4 was Pillars of the Earth. 3 was The Voyage of Marco Polo, my number 9 this time. Number 2 was Sheriff of Nottingham, my number 4 this time. And number 1 was Champions of Midgard on both lists. Your list was number 10, Citadels. Number 9, The Voyages of Marco Polo's. Number 8, Elysium, which is your number 8 this time, so it's held strong. Number 7 is Seven Wonders Duel / Seven Wonders, a cheat from last time. And number 6 was Battle Line.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Battle
Line. Number 5 was El Grande.
I still like that one.
Number 4, My Village. Number 3, Village. Number 2, Trajan, which was your number 1 this time. And number 1 was Castle of Burgundy, your number 7 this time.
They've kind of flipped.
You got 3 games from your list on this that stayed. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games that stayed on my list. So my list stayed pretty consistent. Your list, on the other hand, completely changed.
It has, and I really like this era, I guess. Because it's more than one chunk of history right here. I don't know. We've gotten a lot of really solid games. Yes, Kabuki mentioned that Orleans also got boosted from expansions. Yes, the expansions are really cool.
The trade.
The trade ones. I don't like the
Intrigue.
The Intrigue one so much, but the trade one, love it. In fact, I don't think we'll ever play without it.
Nope.
Some of the honorable mentions, Deus. That actually was like my number 12. I like that game because of the way it stacks. The abilities on itself.
Chains.
Chain stuff. Seven Wonders is still on my short list. Medieval Academy. I love that as a light little fluffy game, but it's really fun and it's a completely different type of mechanisms than most of what these games were that we were talking about. So it's just kind of drafting and stuff, and I like that game for something different. Another little light fluffy game that the girls really like is Robber Knights. They love that one. They still play that one a lot. Village and My Village. Let's see, you talked about those games. Grande. Merlin. We didn't mention Merlin. Although with more plays again. Good grief. Imhotep. Talk about ancient. Imhotep. Imhotep's pretty fun. We just played that again recently. Shadows over Camelot. Did we mention that one? I don't think we had. So yeah. Those are some of my honorable mentions that I felt were really strong too. Were there any of those that...
So here's the ones that just missed my list,
yeah,
and I think almost all of them have already been mentioned. So these are ones: Merlin, Pillars of the Earth, Village, A Feast for Odin, Castles of Burgundy, and Charterstone.
Wait, what?
It's technically medieval themed.
Oh, is it?
Technically, but that one I kind of crossed off because it just doesn't feel medieval to me very much. It feels like
alternate universe or something. Right?
Yeah,
like,
it just feels weird.
Yeah,
it just doesn't.
It
doesn't feel. Well, I mean, it's got like golems and all kinds of weird
robotic
things. It's more
and...
fantasy.
Yeah, I get that vibe.
But
I
anyway,
can see that. But okay, I didn't realize that. But knowing that, it totally
it's
does
listed.
qualify.
It's listed as that on BGG. That's
okay.
Not, that's. Let's see, Village we mentioned. Yeah. So I think we covered all of them.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Everybody's talking about the chairs, so tell a little bit about the chairs, because I've seen like 15 billion comments about the chairs tonight.
So what do I want to say about the chairs?
What are they? What brand are they and stuff?
Oh, because they're called Rapid X. This is like it's a gamer chair.
crazy comfy.
We decided to splurge on our table and chairs this time around, so I like them. They're cool.
They're really comfy. They've got an adjustable like lumbar support, and they have little pillows. I think Hunter took his off, but I've got mine on.
I don't like the pillows.
And this will lean back. It's got like 3 different ways to adjust the chair. You can take a nap in this thing. It's ridiculous.
Let's see.
You gonna do it? It looks like on screen like I'm highlighted with like a chalk outline.
I guess there's worse ways to go out. Here we go.
If you fall over and and he's gone. See, he's just taking a nap. But yeah, it's got like a rock thing. I'll probably end up like, whee. Yeah, you can rock and do all sorts of crazy things with them. They're ridiculous.
So we finally got a decent gaming table. We need a decent gaming chair. So there you go.
Yeah, these will have to last forever now.
So we got 6 chairs, which one of them is going into my den, probably semi-permanently. And the other 5 go around the table, and we can pull the 6th one in if we want. So we got 6 of these. 4 are built. 2 are behind me in boxes. You can probably see. Let me see if I can point at it. Right there is where the box. There's 2 more boxes of chairs I got to build. But I'm a chair building expert at this point.
You are now.
I can crank one of these chairs out in about 5 minutes.
No lie.
The first one took half an hour, but now I can build them pretty quick. No, so I like them. They're kind of expensive, but if you buy a nice office chair, it's going to be expensive too. So
yeah.
I was thinking about just getting some nice office chairs, and then I found these, and they're about the same price, and they look.
And they're gamer chairs,
cool.
and they go
cooler.
with the green and black that we have going on in here.
And they're they have a steel frame.
Yeah, they're heavy as all get out, but they're not likely to.
Yeah, each chair weighs about 50 pounds.
Yeah, they're a beast.
They're a really solid chair, so.
Yeah.
I'm about to get my tooth drilled. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yes, it does almost have an Xbox-ish kind of like green look to it. I like it. It's definitely a gamer. It does remind me of like video games or something, right? But I love them. They're comfy.
Yeah.
So they seem to be pretty well made. So we'll give
So this was a semi birthday present to myself ish. Yeah. So my birthday is 2 days from now.
You beat me to the punch. Actually, I was gonna like spill the beans on you.
My birthday is in 2 days. I'm having a gamey weekend, and we're gonna officially fully break in the table this weekend and have fun.
Yep.
So I'm excited about that. So.
Yep. That's the plan, among other things.
I don't know I don't know what that means. All right, folks, it's been exciting.
Yes, and we went way over time.
So next Tuesday, we're going to be doing a Q&A and maybe a playthrough or something.
Cool.
I don't know what exactly we're going to do.
Shenanigans. Lots of shenanigans. Apparently, we're going to do a 5 on the spot with algorithms.
But just 5 on the spot. Favorite algorithm is where the bees go flying for their flowers.
Oh man.
So
I'll just draw a bee.
Next time it's gonna be probably Q&A, but after that we got probably my 2 favorite top 10 lists are repeating.
What? Which 2?
Sci-fi and fantasy are
repeating. Those are gonna be the 2 hardest lists.
So I think this is the tentative plan. Is that next time it's going to be just Q&A chat or just kind of whatever you want to call it. What do they call it? When you have a variety show. That's what we're going to call that. Our variety show.
It's a variety.
Then we'll do sci-fi or fantasy, and then the other one. And then it's top 100 time.
Is it really?
Yeah, it'll be September.
Oh my gosh. Now, hey, we have to discuss that again. We'll do that off camera, I think.
We'll chat about that next time.
Oh, we're going to chat about that next time?
How we're going to build it.
Okay, we're going to do the plan. Because I was like, we had a plan, and then we talked about plans and alternate plans, and I thought we had a plan, and now you're making it sound like a different plan.
I probably considered doing a poll. I don't know how the best way to do it, but do we want to do
Twitter?
Separate top 100s, combined top 100s?
I thought we had established that people wanted, like, combined. They wanted both.
How can they get both?
Because we did, like, you were talking about having...
Doing them separate and then combined again like we did last time? Or do them fully combined? Like, my 100 is, your 100 is.
Ooh. that could be fun too.
So we'll talk about that next chat.
Ooh, I may take a poll on Twitter. I'll take a poll. See? There you go. All right.
I'm tired.
I show you, instead of a gold star tonight, you guys get the algorithm B.
Is that the... Where is it? Let me see.
The algorithm B.
Oh, okay.
I do really good stick figures. This is my stick B.
But that's... So
What?
you guys get a little extra. So anyway, there's a video on Netflix about algorithms. That's where all this.
Oh, okay, yeah, I knew where this was coming from.
But they took the little bees. Since you mentioned the bees, they put tiny little like antennas on them, and then tracked their flight. And or to go to different flowers, they followed a repetitive like sequence. And they noticed that they got more and more efficient as time went by.
Wow, that's so cool.
So they would go. It would just kind of go haphazard, but eventually they found a pattern that was like efficient.
Okay, that's really cool.
So anyway,
very cool. Your random fact for the day.
What you buying, Dean? I'm personally with Kabuki Kids. I think I enjoy it separate, and then we come together and do a combo list.
We do a combo so they're weighted.
Yeah.
Like, see?
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. So, yeah. We'll take a poll.
There will be a top 100 coming up in September.
One
way or the other. And it will probably not be live. We'll probably...
good.
I think we're going to pre-record them, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll talk about it next time. All right. Get us out of here. It's bedtime.
And peeps, take care. We will see you in a week. And awesome, as always, to chat with you. Thanks for playing along. Bye! Dancing to invisible music, right? If it's invisible, you can't hear it also.